It doesn't matter if you put solar on your head, on your body, on your car, on your kids, on your house. You're not going to make a dent in the carbon footprint of humanity on as a whole with other countries dumping trash in the ocean. So, Hill, if you cannot explain to me in an elevator pitch in 30 seconds how this solar system is going to pay me back, how fast it's going to pay me back, how much it's going to put back in my pocket, how much I'm going to contribute to the grid, etc., it's a garbage scam. Solar is a scam. Even if you own your panels and you need to replace your roof, that claim process becomes very complicated. If you go to sell your house and you have a loan with the solar company, which is about the only way people are getting solar these days, getting that house, that property sold with that solar loan lien attached to it is an absolute nightmare these days. And what's crazy is that with the real estate market, in a downturn cycle right now, any deal you're trying to get to the closing table, adding complexity like a solar company that won't answer phone calls for weeks on end when you're trying to get a payoff on a lien so that you can close on a property transaction is not only totally irresponsible and unprofessional by the solar industry on the whole, and I'm grouping everybody together, it's just so unfair to your client. If you're a solar guy out there selling solar to show up, get your client to sign, great. You're an awesome salesman. You sold them something they didn't even need, and that for the most part doesn't even work. You don't even see the returns unless you're staying in your house forever and ever and ever and ever. Are there instances where solar is positive? Yeah, sure. Are there instances where living off the grid is viable or necessary? Yeah, sure. Have you looked at the cost of energy in Texas lately? Do you understand that in Texas we're on our own grid, which, yes, granted, the grid went down in 2021 when we had the huge freeze, and that was a result of absolute government corruption and bullshit at the highest levels, allowing people who don't even live in the state of Texas to run the Texas power grid. But I digress. Back to solar. If you've got a solar guy trying to sell you on solar, ask him a couple questions and see how long it takes him to answer the questions if he answers them at all. For example, okay, how much is this solar system if I pay for it out of my back pocket? No financing. Write that number down. Okay, how much will I pay in total if I finance/lease this solar system? How long is it going to take for me to pay it off? And then I want to know how much I'm going to save every month. Well, Mr. Marshall, we can't quite give you that figure. It all depends. I'd need to go through all your power bills for the last 2 years. Here you go. Have them ready. You can download those off the internet in 30 seconds. Here you go, dude. Call their bluff right there. There you go. There's my power bills. How much am I going to save? Well, so it also depends on the direction that your home is facing. Okay, you're at my home. The front of my home faces west. How much is this going to save me per month? You'd be shocked at how hard it is to get an answer to that very specific question. And I know from experience that the best way to spot a con man is to ask them a couple of questions. Often they'll repeat the questions to buy themselves some time, and then they're going to put off the hard answers or the answers to which there are no accurate current numbers. Like, how much am I going to save on my power bill every single month or every single year? So start asking questions, start writing down what they say. Figure out how much it would cost if you paid for it out of pocket. Is that viable? When a solar salesman tells you, hey, if you add solar to your house, it's going to increase the value of your home. How much will it increase the value of my home? Here is my zip code. Please send me a list of comparables, comps. This is exactly what would happen if you asked a general contractor to build an addition onto your house. You would do a cost-benefit analysis and you would figure out, okay, if I add a garage, it's going to add this much value. If I add a master suite or I expand the primary suite, it's going to add that much value. You figure out what your priorities are, what you're paying for, and then what it's going to add to the value of your home. I'll put it to you this way. Adding solar to your home not only does not add value to your home, it actually decreases the value of your home, because there is a goddamn good chance that you're going to get all the way to the wedding altar on closing day, and you're not going to have answers from the solar company about the lien attached to your property, or there's going to be some other administrative hurdle that you're unable to get over in time. And I'm not a doomsdayer. I don't hate tech. I think it's all great. I just don't think that the tech for solar is there yet. Everybody talks about Tesla roofs. Rogan was talking about Tesla roofs on a podcast 2 days ago. Check your facts, Joe. Tesla doesn't even sell their roofing products anymore. Why? Not viable. Why? Lead time. Why? COVID. You want to order a Tesla roof? I think that the ETA on that is years. And from what I last heard, they completely discontinued production on those. I'm not a Tesla stockholder. I'm not sitting in their R&D meetings. I have no idea if they're coming out with a new, better thing like their new Tesla truck. What I know is the tech isn't there. The numbers don't add up, and numbers don't lie. So we all know that hope is not a strategy. You put on solar now because somebody guilted you into thinking that you need to give back to the grid, or your carbon footprint is too big. Here's the deal, guys. Protect your family. Make sure you can heat and cool your home at all times, and do not rely on solar or a solar company. If you live out in the sticks and you want to live off the grid, go for it with the solar. If you can pay for it out of pocket, negotiate the lowest out of pocket expense for it, and then finance that number with a low credit, a low interest rate through a credit union. Be smart. What I'm saying is, just same way you buy a car. Do not walk on the lot, look at the price, and then negotiate the monthly payment. You negotiate the bottom line price, and then you have your own financing set up so that when you walk on that car lot, you're driving the bus. You walk up, you know that your loan is for $48,000 and the truck you want is $64,000. Let the games begin. Hey, I want to buy that truck right there. I've got 48 to spend. Can you sell it to me for 48? Let me go check with my manager. And you wait 5 minutes and drink their bad coffee. Then they come back out and they say, no, I can't go to 48, but I can go to 55. You just say, here's my number. Call me when you need to move this unit, which will probably be at the end of the month, and just walk right out the door. You will get that truck for $48,000 if you know how to negotiate and you have your financing set up. Don't walk in there and be an easy target. Same with the solar. Set up your own financing, which is not hard to do. You can get a home equity line of credit. You can go to a credit union. And here's the deal, guys. If you can't get approved for financing for that solar, or you can't pay for it with cash, or you've got a big balance credit card you can put it on and get the miles, don't put the solar on your house. Why are you putting solar up there? Because you think that if you decrease your carbon footprint, that miraculously air quality all over the world's going to improve? Check that thought, man. They're driving dumpsters and rail cars full of trash straight off into the ocean in parts of Pakistan and India. It doesn't matter if you put solar on your head, on your body, on your car, on your kids, on your house. You're not going to make a dent in the carbon footprint of humanity as a whole, with other countries dumping trash in the ocean. So am I saying be environmentally irresponsible? Hell no, I'm not. You should harvest all your rainwater in rain barrels from your gutters. That's cheap and easy to do. If you want a quote for that, hit me up. You can use that water for anything. You can low pressurize that into a foundation drip sprinkler so you don't have to use any water off the grid. So use what's coming off of your roof. It's yours. You can water all your plants with it. You can do all kinds of stuff with that. You could pressurize one of those tanks and pressure wash your driveway with it, or just take that water, transfer it into your pressure washer, and go from there. There's all kinds of things you can do at your house to be more environmentally responsible. Solar is absolutely a scam. It is 100% a scam. I feel bad for the people who thought they were going to get into solar, sell solar, and make a career out of it. It's a scam. It's absolutely a scam. Go find a solar guy from 5 years ago. Go find the company he was selling for and tell me if they're still in business. If they are, I'll stand corrected that one time. it burns the hell out of me to see people falling prey to this scam because they think that solar is going to somehow make them a better citizen of the world. It's just not. And you're not going to be able to provide for your family when you go to sell your house because you got a better job in Salt Lake City. You're not going to be able to sell that house until you solve the riddle that is your solar system. So this shit gets me fired up because it's 100% a scam. And you'll get virtue signaled into the dark ages by your neighbors. Oh, I have solar. This is all about the environment. Cool. Y'all have fun with that. Right? You have fun with that. Do you know what it takes to even make one of those solar panels? Do you know what they do to source the minerals and the components for a solar panel? Do you know who is pulling those minerals out of the ground? No, I doubt you do. So if you think you're being so virtuous and you're going on your iPhone, which is made by slave labor, and you're talking to people and you're putting up, I put solar up and I'm saving the planet, think again. And then have a really fun time when you go to sell your house. Because if you don't have your ducks absolutely in a row, double signed everywhere, wet signatures, notaries, etc., and you don't have that thing paid off, getting that lien payoff from the solar company or the parent company or the hedge fund that owns the solar company is going to be an absolute nightmare, and it's going to leave you in a heap of hurt. So just take the warning. If you're considering solar, stop. And solar is dead right now because nobody can get loans for it. Listen, if you need a loan to get something, you should really consider how bad you need it. You need a place to live and you need something to drive, and you probably don't have the cash to buy either of those. But the bang to hype ratio, the line of diminishing return, that point of diminishing return where it's either helping you or it's neutral or it's not there with solar. I've looked at it from every single angle, and I am convinced that it's absolutely one of the biggest scams of the last 10 years, at least in the construction industry. So think twice if you're thinking about solar. Call your realtor, but also call a contractor. Call a contractor who's been in the game for more than 3 years, and just ask them their general opinion about that. Hey, what's up? Thanks for checking out my videos here on the JESS Marshall YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe for sure. Hit that bell. Press that button to watch the next video. If you got a question you have about any of the topics I bring up in the videos, drop a question below, and we'll be sure to get an answer back to you ASAP. See you on the next one.